production hell. That's what he calls it. That I mean, he's a boss that will demand you to work 20 hours a day because he works 22 hours a day.
Musk?
Yes.
Does he?
Yes.
When does he sleep?
It's hard to find him sleeping at any point. I mean, he's doing all these things, these different companies. He's playing video games all the time. He has 14 children.
Yes. Tesla is notoriously private, and job applicants are required to sign NDAs before their first interview. An ex-employee approached the German business newspaper Handelsblatt in 2022 with documents that showed Tesla's inner workings. Sönke Iwersen, one of the Handelsblatt journalists, is one of the authors of the Tesla Files. Good morning.
Good morning.
Tell me, first of all, what are some of the most shocking revelations from the book?
Well, we had more than 23,000 documents, but the most shocking were all the thousands of customer complaints about the autopilot. That's the software that, as Musk say, will make your Tesla drive by itself. And we had complaints about these cars accelerating by themselves for no reason at all, braking for no reason at all. Customers who were very afraid of their cars after a while, people who told us that, or told customer service at that time, that they drove their children to school and on the schoolyard the car veered forward, or they were in a tunnel and the car stopped and the vehicles behind them crashed. And there were also deathly accidents, mortal accidents.
Yes, that sounds pretty serious. Well, Lukas Krupski, the whistleblower, where is he now?
He's still in Norway. He's a Polish guy who specifically went to Norway because he liked Elon Musk. He admired Elon Musk and Tesla and thought Tesla was the greatest company in the world. And Elon Musk was his visionary, his icon. And then he found out that things were quite different from the inside.
I bet, yes. In the intro to the book, you say there's been no response from Tesla or Musk. Have you heard anything yet?
Well, before we wrote the very first article that started off everything, we had to, as journalists always do, go to Tesla and ask questions. There was a list of 65 questions. And we got back not answers, but a threat that these files were illegally given to us and that we were not allowed to use them. And should we use them, there would be legal steps. But we went to print and we never heard from Tesla or Musk again.
This was a legal threat, was it?
Yes.
A lawyer who sent you such a message?
The counsel of Tesla,
Well,
yes.
What's the reaction in Germany been to the book?
Well, it's been selling very well and people are shocked because when we came out with the book, Elon Musk wasn't who he is now. We all know him as now the buddy or ex-buddy now of Donald Trump. But when we printed, he was still the visionary, still the icon, and people couldn't imagine that this was going on under his watch.
Well, of course, there is the issue of corporate surveillance and putting spyware on employees' computers. How can Tesla keep such a grip on staff and leaks? I mean, can it continue?
Well, that's to be seen. We will have to say that Tesla works. Everybody who we talk to says Tesla works like a cult. People really loved working for Tesla, loved working for Musk. They thought that they were making the world a better place. And maybe for a while it was exactly so. At the same time, there's this cult-like following. His workers and customers also are basically fanboys. The other side is fear. There's very great threats against people who speak up. Is this mission? We're all on a mission, and everybody outside is our enemy, and so that worked up to this point. Now, of course, after we started publishing, a lot more people came forward because they saw that they didn't want to be the first to talk, but they said, okay, these guys at Handelsblatt, they know what they're doing apparently. So let's talk to them also, and that's even greater now with the book.
Yes, of course. You write that in 2015 Tesla kept such a grip on staff and leaks, and that also in 2015, the Tesla couldn't recognize a faded white line on the road during the commute, and that rather than tell Musk, his team found an official in the transport department to paint it for them without Musk knowing. Now, what kind of company culture encourages behavior like that?
Well, a culture that thinks that Elon Musk is pretty much a messiah.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to say no to Musk. Nobody wants to tell him the car is not working, or worse, the AI that's driving the software is not working. It's like the emperor with no clothes. Really,
Yes.
we use that example.
Yes, indeed.
Nobody at Tesla dares. I mean, you have for another more serious example is the retractable door handles that will go into the car when you start off. Everybody, all his engineers told him, don't do this, because if there's a fire, if there's an accident, and the person maybe inside is unconscious, the fire department will come. They will have no point.
They couldn't open the door.
They couldn't open the door.
Yes.
And there have been cases, several, where the fire department actually is watching the passenger or driver burn inside that car because they can't open.
Terrible. Yes. Well, all of the files were readily available to anyone in the company. Why? What kind of... was it just sloppiness or negligence, or was it intentional to get them to work faster?
We asked that very question to Musk directly and to Tesla. They never answered us. It's unfathomable, because these documents, a lot of them were stamped secret and highly confidential and all that. It wasn't supposed to be like that, but one reason may have been that Tesla just wants to be, or Musk wants to work very fast and wants no boundaries, nothing to slow him down, just like he doesn't want any laws or regulations to slow him down. So, but I can say they changed that now, that the security is, from what I know, is much deeper now.
Yes. Well, on the question of, not wanting anything to get in his way and not to be slowed down, I mean, do you think he ran DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency? Do you think he ran it in the same way?
Of course. And he invented this specifically because he wanted regulations to stop and investigations to... He stated so before the election that if the Democrats won, if Kamala Harris won, these investigations against Tesla, but also against X and SpaceX would continue and then slow him down more and more. And that's exactly why he helped Trump and gave him almost $300 million to then call in a favor. And he did call in the favor, and a lot of these investigations have stopped or have very much slowed down.
Well, yes, and many of them have been proved disastrous, and he's had to reinstate, or people have had to be reinstated after being sacked. Do you think, you make a very interesting point in the book about some employees liken the Tesla manufacturing process to the eighth circle in Dante's Inferno. What do you mean by that?
Well, Musk himself refers to that but he's proud, like production hell. That's what he calls it. That he's a boss that will demand you to work 20 hours a day because he works 22 hours a day.
Musk?
Yes.
Does he?
Yes.
When does he sleep?
It's hard to find him sleeping at any point. I mean, he's doing all these things, these different companies. He's playing video games all the time. He has 14 children.
Yes.
He's trying to, well, not anymore. He tried to cut the deficit by a third or something like that. It's very hard to find time in his day where he's actually asleep.
Tell us also about the tensions between Musk and Germany over organized labor at the Grünheide facility.
Yeah, well, that's a big story. We have, just like you have in England here, a very rich union tradition in Germany, and all kinds of rights of workers. And the Tesla managers in Germany are apparently instructed to just go over all of that. There's a high, because of all the stress and the way the shifts are made up, the shift system, there's a high level of sick employees. People have called in sick. Yeah. And it has reached such heights that the Tesla manager has said, okay, we're fed up with this. We called HR and they gave us 30 names, and we visited these 30 people at home. So imagine you call in sick and there's a knock on your door, and your boss, the boss of Tesla Germany, is standing in front of you and telling you.
And he went around to see them. And he tried to get them back to work, or what?
Well, they claimed that they just wanted to see how they're doing and why they are sick and all that. But The next step was the employees getting letters and saying, you called in sick, but we don't believe you, so we stop paying you.
Oh.
And now there's one way to remedy this. Please talk to your doctor and free him of the doctor-patient confidentiality agreement. And until you do that, you will not get paid. And then the next level was, you also were sick in May and February maybe, and we don't believe you were really sick, so you owe us money, and please pay us £3,000 till within the next 2 weeks or so.
That's not really a way to run a factory or to keep the employees happy in any way.
It is illegal, but the law takes time, and the German courts are overburdened, so it may take you 3-4 months to get your court date, in which time you're not getting paid, and you have the threat of having to pay these.
Yeah, of course. Now, Steve Wozniak, the co-founder of Apple, he bought a Tesla, and he said that about the self-driving capabilities, he said, boy, if you want a study of AI gone wrong and trying to kill you every chance it can, get a Tesla. Is that an accurate description, you think?
I think Wozniak, those are his words, but I think he was just disappointed. He was personally persuaded by Musk to buy a Tesla with this promise of the car driving itself, and that promise, of course, was a long time ago. Musk has been promising this autonomous driving thing for more than a decade.
Yes,
and he still has to make good on it.
Yes, indeed. Well, more than 4,000 customers have complained about it between 2015 and 2022. I mean, that's quite a number.
That's a high number, yes, and I mean, like we said, Musk has told people years and years ago that this problem of autonomous driving is a solved problem.
Yeah.
And he's only being slowed down by regulations, and then you have these customers complaining and really not getting answers.
I mean, this is an extraordinary list of all the things that seem to go wrong or have gone wrong. And why is it that Tesla, as a company, is such a sort of black box? I mean, somewhere where you just can't see in when it comes to discussing the faults with their cars, or indeed with the way the company is run. Why is it like that?
I think while all this is true, it is also true that Musk is a genius. I mean, and we don't, in our book, would never argue against that. He has created the only new Western car company in the last, 5-6 decades. Nobody else has done that. He's the one who made electric vehicles chic and sleek and cool, all that. While, I mean, I'm from Germany, the German car companies did not do that in the last, previously, before Musk did it. And he's the one who, put people into space and rockets into space. And he's done a lot of very, very extraordinary things. And he's the richest man in the world. So any criticism will always be met with, but look at what he's done. And people believe him because he has been so successful.
Yes, of course.
They will believe him with everything else.
Yes.
It's almost like saying, if you say Usain Bolt is the fastest man in the world, running the 100 meters in 9.6 seconds, but saying I can do it in 8.
Yes, of course, yes. What's the reaction in Germany been to your book? I mean, how have people received it?
Well, we sold a lot of copies, and there's also the stories we bring out have started investigations. The door handles, for example, that's a serious thing. It's just that things are going very slow. I mean, law and politics always go very slow, and Elon Musk is going very fast.
Well, Sönke Iwersen, it's very good to talk to you and very interesting. And good luck with the sales of the book.
Thank you very much.